One of the things I learned from learning another language is that we don't think in languages. Here, I'll prove it right now. In English, we call a child that has lost both of their parents an orphan. But what do you call parents who have lost all of their children? What's up, everybody? What's good? My name is EK, and welcome to What's Good English, a channel where I focus on colloquial speech, slang, and African American vernacular so you can understand how English is really spoken. And I'm super sorry for the morbid example, but right now you're probably realizing there's not an English word for a parent that has lost all of their children. However, on an instinctive level in here, you know exactly what that is, and you really want to put a word to it, but you can't. So the only way that you can express it is through a description, and that is because you don't think in languages. Have you ever gotten tripped up on your own words or started a sentence and realized you weren't saying what you meant to say or using incorrect grammar and had to restart that sentence to say it correctly? Or better yet, I didn't mean to say that. What I was trying to say is all that is because we don't think in languages. Now, before you guys get all ridiculous in the comments and tell me that all of your thoughts are in English or whatever your mother tongue is, just think about way back when you were very small and you were hungry and you instinctively knew that you were hungry, but the only way that you could express that was... A little bit later on in your life, you were able to take that instinctive thought, that feeling of hunger, and turn it from into that instinctive feeling. That language of your thoughts that you actually think in is something that the linguist Steven Pinker called mentalese in his book The Language Instinct, which I highly recommend checking out. One of my biggest pet peeves with language learning, and I have said this myself, is when people tell you to just think in your target language. When you're learning a language, you run into this a lot. I'm thinking about just going to our McDonald's if you want to come by. Hamburger's stupid. I mean, hamburger's kind of stupid. How you gonna tell me hamburgers are stupid, man? That's my family McDonald's. Yo, you just gonna diss me like that? Now, it dies down a lot once you hit fluency, but I've been pretty fluent in Spanish for a while, and he like really hungry. I can talk to him directly, man. Hey, man, we used to work together. You needed this connection, all right? We don't think in languages. What really happens is that your target language or your mother tongue just translates what your mentalese thoughts are. But just the idea that you could just shut off your mother tongue when you're just learning a language or when you're trying to learn a language is ridiculous. It's something that you don't actually achieve until you are fluent. So we're talking about months or even years worth of work trying to figure out and get this language into your head. You can't just flip a switch. You can't just turn off that translation. The relationship that we have between our own instinctive mentalese thoughts and the language that we intend to communicate in is an interesting one that we have been cultivating for quite some time. Mentalese is basically just playing a game of telephone with our intended language, and I don't know if you've ever heard a kid try to tell you a story before, but her and her friends had the ice cream, and then her dad was at work. Okay. And they and we had the ice cream. Okay. And we were at the house, and the ice cream was good. Somewhere in that kid's mind, that story makes sense. They just haven't cultivated the relationship between their own instinctive thoughts and the language of intended communication well enough so that they can make it make sense to the rest of us. And even though we've become so much better at being able to make ourselves understood to many, many people every now and then, you ain't gonna believe what happened over there Dave and them house, man. It was nuts. Whoa, I mean to say that. What I was trying to say is, don't you know what you want to say? The fact is, yes, you do absolutely know what you want to say, but sometimes we either get so excited that we can't translate quickly enough, or some things just cannot be properly translated even in a language that you've been speaking your entire life. So my point is, don't beat yourself up if you often misspeak or get tripped up on your own words. It is only natural and happens to everyone in the language that they have been speaking their entire lives. Your languages are only translating what your mental ease thoughts want to say. Intentar hacerlo para que vuestro lenguametro traduzca lo que queréis decir y ya está. That is going to do it for this video. Thank you so very much for watching. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you thought. Huge thank you to everybody for subscribing to the channel, for everybody that has come here from wherever you came here and found me. Thank you so much. There's like 2 times as many people here on this channel right now. It's nuts. Thank you so much. I'm gonna try to make some really awesome content for you guys. Another thing, I have this video right here that I did with Anna from English Fluency Journey. She invited me on to talk about African American vernacular, so please go check that video out. It's really interesting, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Ciao.